Live.
The sun is springing here from Whitefish Bay High School. High school baseball back here on Zaleski Sports from the Milwaukee area. Welcome you in this morning here from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. From Cahill Square Park as Sun Prairie East comes to town to face the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes. Matt Peck, Elijah Vinks-Salata here with you this morning. Nice crowd on hand. Wind's a little chilly. Game time temperature will be, once it loads up, 47. So it's a little chilly this morning, but here we go as a starting lineup for Sun Prairie East. So it's going to be Manny Abreu, Cam Glusick, Van Vogler, Grayson Utek, then Brady Stelzer, Jack Ostranga, Jack Marchese Jr., Casey Kelly, and Hudson Turak. That's the starting lineup for Sun Prairie East Cardinals. Coming to town today as with a 3-1 record. Whitefish Bay only one game so far this year. Sun Prairie East already playing their 5th of the year. Sun Prairie East lost to Marquette the first game of the season. Some decent wins over Monona Grove, Madison East both times this week. Sun Prairie East playing for their 3rd straight day as well. So, actually take that back. Sun Prairie East is playing for their 4th straight day today.
That's got to be.
They play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now Saturday.
That's got to be some fatigue on them, you would figure, right?
We were talking about Slinger, who we were supposed to have on yesterday against Arrowhead. They were postponed, but Arrowhead, Slinger was coming in and going to play 3 games straight, but they got postponed yesterday. Now they're playing Menominee Falls this morning. But Sun Prairie East, I think, beats them all with 4 straight games being played. So we'll see how that affects them today. But then they're off until Thursday this week when they play their rivals across town, Sun Prairie West. So excited for everybody to beat us this morning. Share the link out if you couldn't make it out here to Cahill Square Park, or you're living in Sun Prairie, or else if you're just living down the street in Whitefish Bay and a little chilly for you, we got you covered here this morning.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit chillier than I anticipated here this morning. I know you brought your coat and you were smart. I only brought a hoodie this morning.
I didn't think I was going to have to go back to my car and get it, but I just had to 10 minutes ago.
I think because Whitefish Bay is only a few miles away from the lake, not even.
Yeah.
I mean, that wind breeze, I don't know if it's blowing in or not, might actually have a factor in how chilly it got here this morning.
So now starting lineup for Whitefish Bay, while we're at Charlie McIntyre, Chase Wolter, Matthew Schoenfeld, Charlie Hoven. We got Max Ligon. Couldn't read that really well. We'll get that corrected. Oliver Peltz, Cole Bernhardt, Jack Lodel, and Dylan Keene. That's for Whitefish Bay. Once it comes up on the game changer, we'll do it. But we're going to pause for the national anthem right here.
Steve Kirkowski announced on the plate today.
Dan Weston in the field. So you get set to get started today. We want to remind you today's game is sponsored by Prospect Training Academy. At Prospect Training Academy, we train to develop and create leaders on and off the field. We teach our players to be prepared, tough, and accountable. We also focus on the importance of academics and character. We play for the name on the front and the teammates around us. Sign up today at ptabaseball.com. That's Prospect Training Academy. Get started here this morning. Starting pitcher for Whitefish Bay is Chase Wolter.
Here we go, start of a new season.
There we go.
Matt Peck, we are Locked and loaded here. A very great matchup. You talk about a way we could start off with a bang here on an opening day in the Milwaukee area. 2 top 5 teams ranked by PBR Wisconsin in this state. And this very well could be a matchup at state we could see.
Chase Wolter, a 2027 grad of Whitefish Bay, so a junior right now, right-hand pitcher. Fastball max is 90 miles per hour. He's committed to University of Illinois Chicago. Let's see what we got from. His velo range around 88 to 90. Changeup sits about 79 to 81. Curveball 65 to 70, and slider got a good slider as well, 76 to 77. These are all courtesy of the Prep Baseball Wisconsin. This is courtesy of their website from their showcases that they do. He was tested on. Let's see if we can find the date that he was. Don't believe that's on here. I'll find it, or else I'll contact them. Speaking of that, Prep Baseball will be at their event next weekend. 2 games, Hudson, Hartford, Friday night, and then Saturday it's number 1 against number 2 in the state. If it stays that way, Hudson against Muskego. But here, right now, we got a good game on hand, too. Number 4 against number 5. So we're picking the bangers to start the year. We got a lot of them coming to town. You got a banger, we'll be there.
And a little bit of something on Whitefish Bay early on. I'm looking at their box score yesterday. This is a team that doesn't strike out a lot at the plate. They only struck out 2 times yesterday. So I think from what we saw last year, this team likes to put the ball in play, and they like to get swinging on early counts, and they like to just get things going right away.
It seems like they're reloading from the Brady Council days, the Craig Council Sons days, because that year they won state 2023 with head coach Jay Wojcinski. He departed to Germantown, but it seems like they're reloading. Number 5 in the state. You know, we talk about Whitefish Bay basketball, who just won a state championship, and women's too a couple weeks ago. Especially the boys, they weren't expected to win. It's actually Slinger was kind of the expected team. So Whitefish Bay, they're ranked 5 in the state. They're definitely in play to win that state championship.
They're just looking to pick up that infinity gauntlet, huh? Yeah. Just they won both. They won all the divisions, or they controlled Division 2, if you will, in basketball for both sports, which is a very big bragging right. And now they're looking to take something in baseball, which I think this is a sport where they definitely could take a big run to state and win it all.
Whitefish Bay always seems like they got a good program here for baseball. Good crowd here this morning at Cahill Square Park. We get set to underway. Manny Abreu will lead us off for Sun Prairie East.
Good amount of Sun Prairie East fans here making the drive 60 to 70 miles away from here.
Chase Wolter on the mound. Expect to see him delivering a lot with that fastball and that curveball, and he's got that slider as well, like I talked about just a couple minutes ago. Here's the pitcher, and Wolter underway, and it's in there for a strike, and we're underway. So 0-1 to count right now. Wolter to Abreu. Abreu on the ground, up the middle, base hit. And that's a nice start for Sun Prairie East. Got between Hoven and Schoenfeld, right up the middle over second base. And Sun Prairie East puts the first batter on. So now they'll send Glusick up to the plate with 1 on, no outs. Sun Prairie East, you expect to see him going on early. So line up in the outfield for Whitefish Bay. It's Hart in left, McIntyre in center, Peltz in right. Bernhardt at third, Schoenfeld at short, Hoven at second, Keene at first, Wolter on the mound, and Lodel behind the plate. And Schoenfeld, I recognize that name from the basketball team. So he's out here trying to do 2 in a year. So Abreu aboard at first base, and it'll be Cam Glusick, the catcher. So Wolter 2 pitches in, surrenders a hit. See if Lodel's ready for a possible steal down there at first from Abreu. Wolter goes back to first. It gets away. Almost had him, though, if that didn't get away. So he'll come back. He still hasn't thrown the ball back. Actually, yeah, he has. I thought maybe he was trying to do the hidden ball trick right off the whip. Well, that's a smart thing to do. So Glusick steps in here now. Runner on first. No outs here to start the game. Abreu on board with a single. Here's a pitch. That one's up in the air. Foul to the right side. But keep in mind, it'll be Jack Ireland pinch running as... That's what my game changer shows, how Ireland into pinch run.
Man, you got to watch out for those cars out there, man. That ball hit a tree, and that was actually close to hitting someone's house.
If somebody hit my car, they'd have to hit that ball far away. I parked a little bit down the road because baseball's the only sport you got to worry about where you got to park, and softball. Here's the pitch on the 0-1. It's outside, ball 1.
I think that's first ball he's thrown today, huh?
Yeah, that's
only 4 pitches so far, though.
Curveball kind of missed it. Could have been a little bit of a slider right there as well, too. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sun Prairie East hasn't looked back since that loss against Marquette, huh? Winning 3 straight, and a few of them in convincing fashion.
That Monona Grove team's a pretty good team. And throw down to second as he steals. Down to second and just dropped the ball, so he'll be in there. Ireland steals second.
I think if that was in his glove, he would have been safe.
Yeah,
I would have meant.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they got him. I had a little bit of blind spot. It looked like the throw was online, just came out of the glove. He might have kicked it out as well. So Sun Prairie East with a runner in scoring position here. 5 pitches in. So 2 balls, 1 strike it'll be.
You can't really draw it up any better there with that throw, right? That was like dead as it can get, huh?
Yeah, so Walter looks over, gets his sign now. Schoenfeld will try to cover second. Now he'll go back. Here's the pitch from Walter on 2-1, and it just misses a little bit outside. 3 balls, 1 strike on Glusick. Sun Prairie East looking to do some damage here early on. Got a hitter's count right here for Glusick.
Took care of business.
So Walter down 3-1 on the count right now. Runner on second. Here's the pitch from Walter, and that one's fouled to the back screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be a full count coming up.
Hey, that'll get you sometimes with those foul balls. Huh?
Yeah.
Like it's like they have the net right there, but to protect you, but like it gets you to jump sometimes once in a while.
Yeah, when you haven't been out here all winter long, sometimes it kind of catches you off guard. Like,
especially
whoa.
you're sitting front row right away. Ooh, good wake up call.
So there'll be 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Full count coming up here on Glusick.
Ooh.
Schoenfeld looks to cover second. Now goes back to his position. Here's a pitch from Walter, and that one's popped up in the air. Back to center field, and caught just in front of the wall. Deep hit further than a wind. The wind kind of carried that one as Glusick gets a sac fly, and Ireland takes a third. I had that blind spot right there. I might have moved down a little bit, but it honestly looked like that ball kept carrying that. It might honestly go over there for a minute.
Yeah, like we were talking about the weather pregame. I think the wind might be blowing out today, huh?
Yeah, the wind might be blowing out because that ball definitely carried a little bit further than it would have.
It looked like at first it was just going to be a pop-out. That thing just kept going deep in the outfield.
McIntyre catches that one.
I mean, that thing hooks right a little bit, and that was like a right field or left field hit. That could have been gone because center field, deepest part of the field.
Here's the pitch from Walter. It's Vogler now at the plate. Vogler lines that one to right, and that'll get down a base hit. Ireland will score, and it's 1-0 Sun Prairie East. Base hit that time right on the first pitch from Van Vogler. And just like that, Sun Prairie East jumps up 1-0.
It's a good approach right there. Taking it right there on the first pitch. This is a team that Sun Prairie East, they get a lot of hits on the season, no matter who they play.
Yeah. So
and
Grayson,
they like putting that ball in play.
Grayson UTEC, they're doing that so far early, and throw back to first, not in time. Walter to Keene.
You hear their fans cheering, or their dugout, I should say.
Here's a pitch on the ground, foul to the Whitefish Bay dugout. It'll be 0-1 on UTEC. The Sun Prairie East taking some approaches early on, 2 hits already. Sac fly, what got Ireland over to third, and eventually Vogler drove him in with an RBI single. That's the recap so far this first inning. 1 down for the Whitefish Bay defense. UTEC steps back in, down 0-1 here. Walter looks over at first. Vogler takes his lead. Here's the pitch from Walter. Vogler goes. Here's the throw down to second. Not in time, so 2 stolen bases right away for the Sun Prairie East offense.
And that eliminates the double play.
That's smart play
huge.
as well.
Unless you get some crazy line drive or something, and they end up at second base trying to go to third a little bit.
UTEC, 1-1 on the batter. Here's a pitch from Walter. UTEC takes strike 2, kind of a sinker curveball that time. Hits the outside corner. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on UTEC. Vogler takes his lead over there at second. 1 down here in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Walter. That was pop foul and staying alive once again. Sun Prairie East early on staying alive on the 2 strikes. Fighting there, kind of reminded me of the South Frelick. They always battle.
You always love players like that, right, where you can always stay alive in the count and work the pitcher's pitch count in general, right?
Yeah.
Get him going. Walter, how many batters he's faced? 3 so far, and
Yeah.
he's already up to 13 pitches.
So UTEC steps back in. Walter, 13 pitches here in the first inning. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground. Nice play over there by Schoenfeld. He'll go on to first in time. Nice job covering ground. Had to come up over the middle. Gets over to first base, but Vogler advances to third now with 2 down. So nice sacrifice out that time. Schoenfeld covering ground that time, so it'll be 2 down. That will send up Stelzer.
Interesting to see right here. If Walter gives him a pitch right down the middle, I'm swinging right here and trying to get a base hit like you had your first RBI, right?
Yeah.
Try to take that early approach early on.
Brady Stelzer at the plate. First pitch in there, first strike, cuts the outside edge.
It's a really good pitch, too, to hit off of.
So 0-1 now on Stelzer. Walter gets a sign. Now here's the pitch. That one's a little bit high, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike quickly. Sun Prairie East has Vogler on third. So they're looking to scratch across. They're already a crooked number in the first inning. So if you had no runs first inning, you already lost. On your bingo card. There you go. They call it NRFI. So if you have that on your bingo card, you already lost. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Just a little bit missed low. Had a little bit of break on that pitch.
I think he's trying to get some pitches where they could swing in. I feel like so far in this game, Sun Prairie East has done a really good job with their discipline and staying true to their approach.
So here's Walter's pitch, 2-1 now. Here's the pitch, misses outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Walter approaching almost 20 pitches now at 18.
Now, as some announcers say, 3-1 count, put it on a tee, right?
Yeah.
Just right away, go hacking if you have to.
Yeah, it's a hitter's count here for Stelzer. Here's a pitch from Walter on 3-1. Runner takes his lead over third. Now swing and a miss, strike 2.
Right on cue, right?
That was right on cue. You're correct.
Swung out of his shoes right there and just missed it. I think it was a little late on that one.
So it'll be 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will be moving on this pitch right here.
I think we saw a fastball right there from Chase Walter, though.
Yeah. So Stelzer takes in the box. Walter sets. Here's his pitch. Runner moving on this pitch, and he comes in. Strike 3, swinging. Wow, can you imagine how dangerous that is? Swinging and possibly sliding into home. Anyways, he did it there. Sun Prairie East crosses 1 across via Vogler RBI. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Sun Prairie East.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, we're back here on Zaleski Sports. Matt Peck, Elijah Vangeslata. Bottom of the first coming up for Whitefish Bay here on Zaleski Sports Milwaukee opening day. Postponed today. Supposed to be yesterday. But on the mound today for Sun Prairie East will be Braden Johnson. So let's look up some stuff about Braden Johnson once. Probably going to have to put the Wisconsin filter in there because there's probably a lot of Braden Johnsons around the country.
Probably even a couple thousand of them. That's a very common name.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll put it in, see if we can find any max on him on the PBR website. Did I spell his name right? Yeah, I don't have anything on the PBR website for him. So, we'll go off Braden Johnson ourselves here. He's a starting pitcher today for Sun Prairie East as they have a 1-0 lead to start us off here early on. So leading off will be Charlie McIntyre. Let's just say he's one of those guys that's left from the state championship team. He was there. He was on that team as a freshman. Jay Wojcinski State Championship team. That one's inside. Ball 1. Nearly clipped McIntyre. So the outfield lines up Ostrenga in left, Glusick in center, Marchese in right, Turk at third, Vogler at short, Kelly at second, Utek at first, Johnson pitching, and Abrea behind the plate. It's 2 balls, no strikes to start off on McIntyre.
I even noticed, a couple familiar names on Sun Prairie East, right? I remember we did the radio call for their state game a few years ago against Oak Creek.
Yeah.
Ostrenga, one of the most notable names.
It was in their first strike, clips the high part of the strike zone, so 2 balls, 1 strike on McIntyre.
I want to say he had a brother that played college football at Iowa.
I feel
that
like
sounds like a familiar name that played at Iowa for football.
Yeah. So 2 balls, 1 strike now on McIntyre. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air. Pop foul into the net.
That was in danger of hitting someone's car if that went out of the net. That's why they have those nets kind of like arched up, huh?
That's exactly why those nets arched up. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on McIntyre here. So 2-2 now. Johnson delivers. Here's the pitch, foul away. Oh, that got me.
Got that peck right there.
That got me that time. I don't get it.
Don't worry, bro. Imagine it just slips through the whole railing.
Imagine the fence just broke.
Just slips right through.
That wouldn't feel good.
It's like would people regret sitting behind home plate if?
Yeah, imagine there was no fence behind home plate. What would happen?
I would for sure not sit there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and outside misses low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and McIntyre has a full count. He steps back in now, 3-2. Whitefish Bay looking to get a runner on right away, similar to how Sun Prairie East did in the first. Johnson sets here on 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's pop foul. That one actually goes out. Oh, right to Elijah. Popped, hit the garbage can right to us, and little kid next to us gets it. So
I let the little kid take the ball right there, get a memorable moment. I didn't want to ruin his moment.
We would have turned the camera and showed you.
I could have.
We got to pop up. So 3 balls, 2 strikes on McIntyre. Here's the pitch. Low, missed, and Whitefish Bay gets the first runner on via walk. So that will send up Walter now. Chase Walter, the pitcher.
Walter had a good night the other night. A couple RBIs, I believe. I see the other night like it was. I mean, it was literally last night, the last time they played. So
Sun Prairie's playing for their 4th straight day. Whitefish Bay played Waukesha West last night, 3-2 win. They had to survive. Waukesha West had runners on the corners, 1 out in the 7th.
and not a lot of hits.
And able to get out of it. So Waukesha West, an early season test for this Blue Duke squad last night before they faced this Cardinals squad this morning.
Yeah, Chase Walter, 2 RBIs last night, I believe. A base hit or double last night, looking at the game changer from last night.
Throw back to first from Johnson, not in time.
How about that? Yeah, only 5 hits yesterday for Whitefish Bay, and they got the job done still. That's always a good sight, though, right? When you could get the job done with the limited hitting.
So Walter steps back in. Here's the first pitch on this sequence. And just missed. Ball 1.
Saying it like that one was close, huh?
It was close.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
It was just a little bit below the zone. So 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson delivers here. That one's on the ground. Foul right above the Whitefish Bay dugout. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike.
And where we set up right now, kind of in our thing, they kind of got the names below us on the tiles. I noticed the councils.
The councils?
John and Jan Council, Jennifer and Craig, most notably.
1 ball, 1 strike. McIntyre takes his lead over there at first. Johnson's pitch.
Ooh.
And inside. Just could not get that one to spin a little bit more inside, so it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike.
I think if he would have stayed in the box a little bit more, that would have hit him.
Yeah. It kind of looked like he was trying to have movement on it to come back in the strike zone, but just did not fall that time, so it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, those pitches are cracked right there when you can just get him to like move throughout the zone.
2 balls, 1 strike. That one's high. 3 balls, 1 strike now.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking around like, look at how many people here Whitefish Bay brought out today. This is a very big crowd.
They got the grill running this morning. I thought about getting a burger before the game.
Not just any grill, the Blackstone.
The Blackstone, you're right.
The good old Travel Blackstone, where you can bring those around. Those are always fun to.
3 balls, 1 strike. That one's on the ground to third. Nice play by Turk. On to second. Gets to out. On to first. And safe. So Turk to Kelly to Utek gets 1 out. A nice play over there by Turk. So fielder's choice out for Wolter that time.
I want to say these bleachers below us are almost like fully full too, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's only about 2 rows, but it kind of stretches from that third base line over to that first base line by the dugouts.
So Matthew Schoenfeld will come up now, part of that state championship basketball team. Probably not wearing the ring today.
You know how much that would hurt on his hand if he swings it.
Reed Mutterlack running at first base for the pitcher.
You know, you say in like cold weather, usually like when you're swinging the bats, it hurts, right?
Yeah, so Schoenfeld steps in now. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Murderlack takes his lead over there at first. He's pinch running for the pitcher, Wolter.
Schoenfeld going hoodie action today.
Yes.
Under his shirt.
Here's the pitch. That one's popped in the air. Foul. There was no net there. That might have been popped up fair. Or popped up, stayed in play. It hit the net. That's kind of what brought it down. So Schoenfeld, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Schoenfeld steps back in here. Johnson sets now. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So now it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count in favor of Johnson here. Sun Prairie, he's probably looking to get one on the ground here to end the inning. Either to Vogler or Kelly. Second, he almost had a double play chance last time to Tarek, but just could not turn it fast enough. It was a nice play over there. So Schoenfeld down 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Schoenfeld in the air. Popped up between left. It'll be caught by the left fielder, Ostrenga. So 2 down. Turk kind of went out there, but Ostrenga called him off. So it'll be 2 down.
Yeah, it honestly almost even looked like that one started to carry a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
That one was kind of looked like it was just a pop-up at first, and then it kind of just kept carrying over to that left field side. There's no doubt, like we were saying earlier, if you're just joining us, the wind is definitely blowing out today.
So 2 down for Charlie Hoven. Mutterlack takes his lead out from first. It gets by Abreu, and Mutterlack will move up to second. Now Whitefish Bay has a runner in scoring position.
Not 2 outs, though, so may ever get a full count now, and the runner's going to keep going. But when we saw that last inning from the guy at third with the full count, that was risky.
Yeah.
It's almost putting his life on the line right there.
So Mutterlack moves over to second. Now Hoven has a runner in scoring position. Now 1 ball, no strikes. Mutterlack takes his lead over there at second. Johnson sets. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground. Follow the back screen. So it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, we have filled in here this morning.
Standing room only.
It's become standing room only on the Whitefish Bay side.
Sun Prairie East bringing out a pretty decent crowd, too. I have mainly parents, family, though, right?
Yep, so 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down here in the first. Here's the pitch to Hoven. Hoven lines that one back screen foul, so it'll be 2 strikes now. Whitefish Bay looking to even this up here in the first inning. Definitely have a runner on second to do so. Mutterlack, whoever takes his lead, he's running for the pitcher. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That was pop foul.
I think
And
that
Charlie
was
Hoven stays alive. Yep.
another one of those right there where if you don't have that net right there, that could have been a pop out, possibly. That net's doing wonders so far today, huh?
Doing wonders for the insurance companies.
Insurance and this game.
Yeah. So stay 1-2 now on Hoven. 2 down. Johnson sets now, looks over to second at Mutterlack. Keeps his lead. Here's the pitch. And that one's on the ground to short. Vogler goes on to first and pulls him off the bag. Now throw to third. Not in time. That'll most likely be an error at first base. So Hoven reaches via error. Wild throw kind of pulls him off the base. So now Whitefish Bay will have runners on the corners. And head coach is asking for an appeal of both bases. That's head coach Marchese. Just checking to see if the umpire had both. Now they're going to talk about it here. Let's see, I think he's asking mainly about third base potentially because they threw over to third after not getting a runner at first. asking if he was off the base, so both umpires will confer. They will keep the call safe. So Max Egan will be the hitter now with runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the first inning. Head coach Zach Hayes comes in to tell him a little situational here. So Max Egan steps in here now.
Giving the sign.
Yep, he's saying, hey, make sure. And then I think we're going to expect a steal here now from Hoven to second base. Most of the time you see a lot of people steal first and third.
Catcher usually doesn't throw it either, right?
Depends. They may have a play ready. Does not go. Oh, called strike 1, hits the outside corner. So no balls, 1 strike on Max Egan. So yeah, a lot of times what happens is, surprised they didn't go first pitch, but maybe they're trying to throw Sun Prairie East off. I wouldn't be surprised at some point in this at bat you see him take off. Sun Prairie East can also choose to bring the shortstop in and maybe try to trick him, saying we're throwing down, and then have the shortstop cut him in to get him off at home.
Ooh.
And that pitch hits him. So now we have bases loaded here in the first inning, 2 down. So it'll be bases loaded for this Blue Duke squad. So it'll be Oliver Peltz with bases loaded here, 2 down. Mutterlack at third, Hoven at second, Egan at first. Egan last running to reach because of a hit by pitch. So Whitefish Bay has a chance to do damage early on here.
It's definitely a chance to get something going.
So Johnson up to 24 pitches early on here. Here's the pitch. Peltz on the ground to third. A chance to get out of it. On to second. In time. Turek to Kelly. And they survive. Bases loaded. We head to the second inning. Sun Prairie still with a 1-0 lead.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors. And for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
Back here on Zaleski Sports, top of the second inning, coming up here from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, Cahill Square Park, exactly where we are today. It's a 1-0 lead for the Sun Prairie East Cardinals, number 4 ranked in the state, and according to Prep Baseball Wisconsin, number 5 is Whitefish Bay. So 4 against 5, it's a key matchup here earlier in the season. Last year we were here from Menominee Falls versus Whitefish Bay, another marquee matchup as well. Whitefish Bay seems like they bring a lot of good teams here on a Saturday morning. So let's see how Sun Prairie East does here in the. So Whitefish Bay 1 hit. Sun Prairie East with 2 in the top of the first. Whitefish Bay had the bases loaded with 2 outs, and then ground out the first pitch. Kind of ended that rally.
Yeah, a little bit of action on both innings, or both top and bottom of the first so far, but both teams kind of just feeling it out a little bit. Sun Prairie East, like you said, this fourth game in 4 days. Ooh.
Yeah, that's got to be tough. 4 games in 4 days.
And obviously players like in the MLB are used to that.
I mean, later on, as you know, Whitefish Bay drove the pitch count up to 26 for Johnson. It'll be interesting to see how that pitching depth after Johnson affects them playing 4 straight days. But, I mean, if you have a relief pitcher, you probably can use somebody from the first day that you played because you have 3 days between it ready. So, top of the second coming up here. That will send up. That one's outside, ball 1. So it'll be Chase Ostranga to lead us off here in the top of the second here. Takes outside, ball 1. Here's the pitch. Outside, misses low, ball 2. Sorry, Jack Ostranga. I think I got the pitcher and the batter's name confused there. So 2-0 now on Ostranga. Here's the pitch. And low again, ball 3. Just below the knees. So 3-0 early on for Ostranga.
No green light this early?
I wouldn't say right now. I'd wait for a strike if I'm Sun Prairie East here. So 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Wolter. In there for a strike. Looking to battle back now. Now I would see anything close, I would take a hack at. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now that you've seen the strike.
I'd try to swing harder if I were both teams today, too, because, I mean, the wind is really pushing the ball today.
Yeah, that one in there, strike 2. So now Wolter battles back now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if he can complete it. Will it be Ostranga that wins this battle or Wolter? Find out here in just a moment.
Do you challenge him here or do you try to get him guessing?
Well, if it's a close pitch, you can always tap your helmet.
Nope. ABS, bring it
3
up.
balls, 2 strikes, and swing and a miss, strike 3. Wolter battles all the way back from 3-0 to get Ostranga
How about
to
that?
strike out swinging.
From 3-0 to strikeout, huh? Kind of went low with that pitch too, right? And he got him to swing chasing. I think he was in swing mode no matter what then, huh?
Yeah. So now it'll be Jack Marchese Jr. Here's a pitch with 1 out. In there for a strike. Wolter gets that one to break.
And now Walter, 4 straight strikes. I mean, he's starting to find that zone clearly now after falling behind 3-0 in his first batter in the inning.
So no balls, 1 strike, 1 down here. Here's the pitch to Marchese. And that one just couldn't break down. It misses high, ball 1 and outside. So 1-1 now on the batter. Marchese steps back in here. Here's the pitch from Wolter. Wolter misses outside now, 2 balls, 1 strike. We've seen Chase Wolter battle back already. He was down 3-0 last exact hitter and brought it back to strikeout. So now 2 balls, 1 strike. No runners on base for Sun Prairie East. 1 down here. Here's the pitch from Wolter. Marchese puts that one through base at the left field. Hart will pick it up. And it's the 3rd hit of the day for Sun Prairie East. And both innings have a runner on, so Marchese Jr. reaches. So it'll be Kelly now at the plate. That'll be Casey Kelly. Marchese Jr. takes his lead over there at first. Throws back to first, looking at the runner right away. Back in there safely.
Yeah, they've been really ticky-tacky with the pickoff attempts so far today. Schoenfeld, like when they get a guy on second, he's always there just in case.
So Wolter sets now. Here's the pitch. High. Ball 1.
A lot of these teams in high school really like to run on the base paths. I mean, a lot of times you don't see throws either.
Yeah, so Sun Prairie East 3-1 in the season. Whitefish Bay 1-0. Sun Prairie East playing for a 4th straight day. Like we mentioned earlier, that was a soft ground to the second. Hoven on to first in time. No, just a little bit. So Hoven to Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld couldn't quite get it there in time, so it's a fielder's choice ground up for Kelly. And so Kelly will replace Marchese Jr. on base. So now it'll be 2 down for the Blue Dukes defense.
I've seen a few of those fielder choices too, right?
Yeah.
It looked like, I mean, that one. If that one rolled fast, that would have easily been a double play.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think. I mean, that one took a while.
Yep, and meanwhile, throw back to first, not in time. We've seen Wolter do that a lot so far.
Wonder if that wind has a factor in that, in the way the ball rolls too.
Hudson Turek at the plate now. Looking to see the first pitch here. Runner takes his lead over there at first. Shows bunt. And he pulls back.
We might get him.
Runner goes, throws down to second. Not in time. Just gets in there, Kelly. Just gets under the tag.
Almost. Did that get out of his glove again, or
I couldn't quite see.
did he just not get the tag in?
Yeah.
Because that looked like that was pretty much in time.
So Kelly steals second base, and Sun Prairie East extremely aggressive on the bases early on.
Ooh, I'm looking at the replay zoomed in a little bit
Yeah.
on the YouTube stream. I think he just got that left leg in. Good call, though.
So Kelly steals second now in scoring position. That pitch is in there for a strike, so it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. So now you can get a base hit from Tarek, especially deep enough. You can get a 2-0 lead for Sun Prairie East, and looking to add on any way they can. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Wolter sets here. 34 pitches here through 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2 in the dirt. Fools them on that breaker. So now it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here. So once Tarek steps back in, it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Wolter sets. Kelly takes his lead over there at second. Pitches high and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Couldn't quite get him that time. Tried to fool him.
Great pick by Lodel.
Yeah, because that goes back. The backstop is not as far back here as most stadiums, but if you can get a bounce off the backstop, you can get the guy a third.
I mean, usually if it ricochets fast off the back screen, it could roll all the way back to the where he is.
Yeah. Wolter's pitch. Runner takes off. That one's pop foul and almost hits the car and goes across the street. Imagine if we hit the house. That house has to have some expensive insurance premiums across the street.
That Hyundai was close right there in the background.
The Hyundai almost didn't survive, let's just say it that way.
These people are gambling with their cars, huh?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now on Tarek. Wolter steps off last minute, looks over to second base. Kelly dives back in.
Wolter up to 38 pitches. 17 in the second. I'll try to put him away here.
Yeah, I would too.
Get something chasing right here, maybe.
Here's the pitch, Wolter. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets out of it. 1 runner left on for Sun Prairie East. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Still 1-0 Cardinals.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline Motor Oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, bottom of second inning coming up here from Cahill Square Park here in Whitefish Bay. 1-0 Sun Prairie East. Whitefish Bay looks to come to bat here.
Let's check and see if we can get some scores around the
Yes,
area.
I was just thinking about
that. Union Grove has a 9-0 lead. I mean, not Union Grove, pardon me. Muskego has a 9-0 lead on Union Grove in the top of the third inning.
That is a huge score update.
They're looking to possibly run rule Union Grove if they could get it in a few innings.
That's a decent Union Grove team. I know McWanago and Eisenhower are playing this morning as well in McWanago.
South Milwaukee leads 3-0 on Waukesha West.
Oh, interesting. And Waukesha West just nearly beat this Whitefish Bay squad last night right on this field.
Yeah, New Berlin Eisenhower is tied at 1 with McWanago early on.
That's an Eisenhower team we will see later this year against Muskego. At Muskego, we will also see McWanago most likely later on this year. So first pitch is a ball outside. That one's on the ground to third. Turek on to first in time.
And another quick score update. Slinger with a 1-0 lead on Menominee Falls.
Yeah, Slinger squad who beat Oak Creek on Thursday to open up their season. And now Saturday they're playing Menominee Falls. They were supposed to play yesterday. We were supposed to be there, but we had fields was still too wet from the inch of rain we had the night before. So
keep in mind though, Menominee Falls is threatening first and second, no outs in the bottom of the third. Figured that these Whitefish Bay fans would have an interest in that game score.
Yeah, Jack Lodell will come up and takes ball one low.
Dare I say the North Shore is probably arguably one of the best in the state. Them and the Greater Metro, I feel like that's up there.
Homestead, you got good. Whitefish Bay, obviously, right here. You got Slinger. Hartford's always a very good baseball team as well. We're going to see Hartford on Friday night against one of the top teams, Hudson. Hartford fell to Keller Moraine a couple nights ago, though. Here's the pitch, and hits the outside corner, strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Seems like the coaches in these conferences really love to have us on. I mean, I know yesterday Slinger's coach really
we told him
we
told him we'd see him later this year, most likely.
May 2nd maybe was at the makeup game.
That was on the ground of the pitcher, Johnson. He looked to throw to first base, and in time keeps the foot on the base at UTEC that time.
A little bit of a quicker stride right here. This, like we said early on in the game, Whitefish Bay in their home opener yesterday against Waukesha West only struck out twice. So I mean, this is they're going to be chasing a lot of these pitches early on, and so far they've only gotten a couple grounders and hasn't been working so well for them.
Coach Zach Hayes probably looking for the offense to pick up a little bit. Only a couple hits yesterday in a 3-2 win over Waukesha West, and only 1 hit early on so far. Here's Keene at the plate now. He steps in. This is Dylan Keene. We have hit our 9th hitter in the lineup, so if Keene reaches, we'll be back up to the top of the order for Whitefish Bay. So 1-0 on Keene. Pitches grounded foul to the backstop. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down here in this second inning. You can hear the wind probably howling in the background.
Yeah, we're setting up outside here. No press box here, but they do have the power access.
Yeah, so it's nice. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here.
It's like off and on with the wind.
Yeah. Here's the pitch to Keene. Lines that one back, foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Sun Prairie's looking to get out of this one. 3 up, 3 down. Keene steps back in here, down, trailing 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down here. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Sun Prairie East Cardinals. We head to the 3rd inning, still 1-0 lead for Sun Prairie East.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline Motor Oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 180,000 participants here in Wisconsin who take part in high school sports.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, top of the 3rd inning here from Whitefish Bay, Cahill Square Park. A little bit chilly morning here, but we'll deal with it.
And Matt Peck was smart. He actually brought his coat on like me. But
I thought about it last minute.
The last minute pull. Some more score updates.
Today's post-game spot, if you want to join us. Aliotas.
Give him a free sponsor right there.
Yeah. John Aliota, I got to know him at Club Paragon a couple weeks ago. We're going to go visit him. He owns the bar right down the street.
We got to see what the hype is up there. Did he tell you?
He said best wings on the North Shore.
I got to get their bone-in wings after this game.
We're going to test
check
them
it out.
Nice guy. Met him actually right after I did highlights for the New Berlin West Brookfield Central game. So we're going to go check out his place. He said anytime you're in the Bay, come on over. So we're in the Bay, so we're going to go over there.
What happened to 2 days in advance, though? We were
talking. I forgot.
Big.
I just hope he's there. Let's just hope he's there. Also, we'll ask for him. We're in a business. Hey, if anybody's interested in the Milwaukee area as well, you want to promote your business, give us a call, csr@zaleskisports.com. That's the email. We're going to do the same thing with John, possibly.
We got Joe Olivo.
Yeah.
One of the prep prospects that's staying as our sponsor throughout
When you
the
walk
spring.
into business, just shake hands. It's about shaking hands. So they'll send up Manny Abreu to the plate to lead us off this inning.
It's a business trip and a food trip for us because this is a off weekend of school for us, and not like we have school on weekends anyways.
No, we
imagine.
I would be concerned about what school we go to. We have school on the weekends. So Abreu steps in here. Walter starts the inning with 38 pitches. That one cuts down. It does not get the call, though. Ball one.
Like when the ump just calls the ball, he just sits there, and like people are waiting for the strike call.
If I took my headset off, I'd be able to hear him say strike.
Ball.
So here's the pitch.
Low.
Low. 2 balls, no strikes.
As long as you don't get no CB Buckner behind the plate.
Yeah.
Remember when he missed that Jake Bowers play last week? That was funny.
Yeah, that's funny. So 2 balls, no strikes on Abreu. Here's the pitch. And that one hits the outside corner, strike 1.
Then you hear Jeff Levering and Rock like, dude, he wasn't even looking at the base. Because it was like, I think.
I mean, he wasn't.
He was looking at the base, and it was like, and then Jeff Levering was like, he's got to call home plate tomorrow. And then, unfortunately for him, he got hurt the next day. Took a screamer off of Mizorowski's fastball.
2 balls, 1 strike. That was on the ground. Through base hit to right field. Just gets past the first baseman, Keene. Peltz will field it on a grounder.
Man.
And Abreu 2 for 2 today.
Early on, these Sun Prairie East Cardinals are woodpecking early on. No pun intended, I should say.
So we'll have a runner for Abreu again. I'll get that up there as soon as it comes because I just heard it announced. So Cam Glusick will come up here. Runner at first base. It'll be Ireland again. Ireland scored the only run of the game today so far.
Hit each inning for the Cardinals so far.
Yeah, so they got 4 hits. 4-1, they lead the hit category right now in the 3rd inning.
They had a total of 16 hits in that series against Madison East that they swept them over. They even beat a really tough Monona Grove team a couple nights ago.
Yeah, Monona Grove we saw last year was like number 1 against 4.
Kimberly, right?
Yeah, at the Rock. That was a good game.
Walk off by Monona Grove, right?
Yeah. So Ireland takes his lead over there at first.
I think we got a chance to watch too. Sawyer Deering last year.
Yeah, we did.
Kimberly.
Here's a pitch. Glusick takes strike 1. Glusick 0 for 1 today. Last time Glusick was up, he flew out to center field. He hit that one that wind carried well, but just caught in front of the wall by McIntyre. And I think this time he's ready. He's playing a little bit back. So no balls, 1 strike on Glusick. Here's the pitch outside, ball 1. You got what you call the Wrigley Field effect here.
The wind blowing in, continuing to make its presence known.
Council fans would love that reference. Throw back to first, not in time. Ireland back.
Careful, there's still some of them that go to school here.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, if they're really fans of Council, they're probably Cubs fans now. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good.
So they would like the Wrigley Field. Noted here. That one's low in the dirt. Nice block back there by Lolo. It'll be 2 balls, 1 strike.
Me and you and a couple of our college buddies took a trip down to Wrigley, let me say it. Let me rephrase that actually. AmFam South.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, and I went to go see Mike Trout. Very fun experience. Got to sit in the bleachers for the first time out there.
2 balls, 1 strike. And in there for strike 2.
Just caught the corner. Fun times.
2
Yeah.
balls, 2 strikes.
Got to get down there for a game when they play the Brewers.
Yeah. Actually, take that back. Sorry. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's what Game Changer shows. Scoreboard only has 1 ball. That's why I got confused. So Ireland takes his lead over there at first. No out so far. Low in the dirt. Throws down to second. Will he get him this time? No, it gets away. And Ireland steals second. Wait. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be now on Glusick.
Hey, so it's 2 or 3-2 now. So
we have 3-2 on the hitter.
I'm gonna for now put
what
it.
What did the umpire say?
Unfortunately I didn't look.
So Game Changer shows 3-2. Scoreboard says 2-2. Either way, strike 3. Doesn't matter anyways. 2 strikes. So Glusick strikes out swinging.
There's your answer.
Yep. So we'll never know.
And
So it'll be Van Vogler.
That trash can by us really filled up fast.
Somebody threw a hitting net in there, I can tell. Van Vogler, 1 for 1 today. He's got the only RBI of the game as well.
And
playing shortstop. Schoenfeld thought about covering. He goes back to his position. Vogler takes strike 1.
I'm looking at that third base side of fans. I mean, they actually brought like an actual like student. I mean, like in baseball, there's not really like a student section chance, but like they brought their students tonight to this game.
You could start a student section chant. So no balls,
get
1
in the
strike.
pitcher's head if you want.
Here's the pitch. Throws back to second. Oh, I don't think he was ready for that one. Threw it back to Hoven, who was over near the base.
Schoenfeld wasn't even doing his like trick either. He was like doing the, come on, throw it over here.
So it'll be no balls, 1 strike. Still 1 out. Walter sets now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Chase Walter coming back. We'll be up 0-2 now.
Oh, Walter working it up. That was his 50th pitch of his outing today. 2 1/3 thrown.
So now it'll be no balls, 2 strikes. Walter sets. Here's the pitch to Vogler. Vogler in the air, center field. McIntyre going back. He'll set underneath it. Caught for out number 2. Ireland takes the third. Late take the third, and he gets in there. Didn't seem like he was ready to go right away. It'll be 2 down here. So it'll be Grayson Utek, 0 for 1 today. Ireland takes his lead over at third. Here's the pitch to Utek. Takes in there for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one's up the middle. Base hit to center field. Ireland will score, and it's 2-0 Sun Prairie East. So Sun Prairie East continue to rack up the hit category up to 5 hits today, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Cardinals.
They're really making their offensive presence known today. It's not, I mean, their RBIs have came off of those soft hits, but I mean, just like quick line drives and then a couple of loud outs in the outfield.
So Stelzer will step in now 0 for 1 today. And that one, nice pick back there by Lodel. Will be 1 ball, no strikes.
You hear the church bells in the background. We just hit the noon hour here in Milwaukee.
Throw back to first in time. Not in time, I should say.
Happy midday.
Yes, sir. So 2 balls, no strikes. Sorry, 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0 the score is what I meant to say. It's in favor of Sun Prairie East. Utek takes his lead over there at first. Pitch is high and away, so it'll be 2 balls, no strikes now. Walter up to 55 pitches here through 3 innings so far. Whitefish Bay looking to get 1 more out here, or they can bring themselves up to the plate.
Safe to say Sun Prairie East. I said West.
There you go. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Curveball in there for a strike.
Sun Prairie East doesn't look too fatigued out of it. I mean, in baseball, I guess you have that amount of players to the point where you could rest some guys, right? And have some guys on the bench as options for late pinch hits later.
Yes, 2 balls, 1 strike. Take strike 2. Nice little movement on that pitch, and Walter battles back here to 2 balls, 2 strikes now, 2 outs.
I try to get him with the breaking ball to the zone and see if he chases here. A couple of those early on, Walter.
Walter sets now.
4 Ks on the day for him.
Here's the pitch, and throws down the second. It was a ball. A little bit of a high throw, and Sun Prairie East, when I tell you, they've been doing a lot of things right. They are now going to be up to 5 stolen bases on the day through 3 innings.
And UTEC is going to go no matter what here because we're full count, 2 outs
Yeah.
now. He's going to be on the move.
Typically only see that with bases loaded, but this Marchese, we saw him do with a guy in third. 3-2, 2 outs. He's on the move and call strike 3. Gets the outside corner. Stelzer strikes out looking. UTEC stranded on second, but Sun Prairie East does scratch a run across. We will head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Sun Prairie East.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
Back here on Zaleski Sports from Cahill Square Park, bottom of the third inning. Whitefish Bay coming to bat, but a 2-0 lead early on here for Sun Prairie East, the 4th-ranked team in the state. Whitefish Bay, the 5th-ranked team in the state. Keep in mind this is preseason rankings. We haven't had an updated Power 25 from Prep Baseball Wisconsin. I'm assuming that's coming this week. That's preseason. Whitefish Bay 1-0. Sun Prairie East 3-1. Only loss coming to Marquette in the first game of the season. Charlie McIntyre, the leadoff hitter, will step in here and start the bottom of the third. And he rips that one to right field. And that one will get over the head of Marchese. McIntyre will roll into second base with a leadoff double.
Talk about a way to wake it up for McIntyre.
And that's the way Whitefish Bay needs. They need to start off something huge here.
That was first pitch, too.
Yeah.
No hesitation. And right after Sun Prairie East gets a run, insurance run in that top of third frame, Whitefish Bay strikes out with that double. How close was that to possibly going out? Was that
it was
right
still
at the
a little
wall?
bit of distance. Chase Wolter now.
The ball died like kind of in the right field side, right?
Yeah, Wolter will step in now for 1 today. McIntyre takes his lead over there at second.
Ooh.
Throws back to second. And kind of a wild throw.
It's kind of delayed a little bit, too.
It's like he threw a curveball to second base.
I swear that ball was like slow motion mid-throw.
Wolter steps back in now.
Oh, now the wind is picking back up again.
And a time called. What's going on here?
I have a chat with the first base coach, I believe. Sun Prairie East coach.
Marchese.
I wonder what the combo could be about.
They're joining us at Aliota's, they said.
Whole team, full team.
Both full teams.
Home plate umpires joining us, too. That's what he's saying.
We'll do the full interview there.
By the way, we're going to Aliota's right after the game. I could just hear him say.
So now Johnson will set only 35 pitches on the day, sitting in a good spot. Pitches in there, strike one. So now 0-1 on Wolter. Here's the pitch. On the ground, Vogler on to first and pulls him out the bag. UTEC had to jump for that one. A little bit of a high throw. And Vogler, it's probably going to be an error again. The first one, keep in mind, was actually ruled a hit. Actually, no, it was ruled an error because we got one error each on the scoreboard.
Honestly, if you're Sun Prairie East, that might actually be good for them because now if you get a grounder, you could possibly turn 2.
Yeah. But also, if you get a gap hit, you can have a tie game too.
And if you could get one past the fence, they take the lead.
Yeah. Schoenfeld will step in now.
Do
Head
Mal
coach
visit here?
Marchese will call timeout. So mound visit for Sun Prairie East here.
Don't think, I mean, this is probably just to calm them down a little bit, right? Only 37 pitches thrown.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get some scores here. Thomas Moore with the 2-0 lead on Beaver Dam. McWanago and New Berlin Eisenhower are still locked tied after 4 innings at 1. Menominee Falls with a 2-1 lead on Slinger. It's just a few of the scores we got around the Milwaukee area right now. A lot of good games today, huh?
Oh, yeah,
That's
for
what you
sure.
love about Saturdays, right? The non-conference matchups like this one right here today.
Yeah.
And next Saturday, you were saying next Saturday is arguably going to be the top 2 teams in the state, right?
Right now in the rankings, yeah, unless some team – I don't think Hudson hasn't lost yet, neither is Muskego. So if they stay undefeated this week, it'll probably end up that way again.
Muskego up 9-2 on Union Grove still.
So McIntyre, Murderlack on base. Second to first here, no outs. And that one's in the air. And that drops in front of the right fielder, Marchese. He'll be waved home. Throw coming to the plate, cut off by the pitcher. The first baseman, UTEC. And McIntyre comes home. Base hit from Schoenfeld, and that lead is cut in half, 2-1 now. Marchese let that one drop. It was close. If he dived, probably would have scored 2 runs if he didn't catch it. So smart play there just to keep the ball in front of you.
It's only a matter of time before Whitefish Bay would have got on the board right there. Now they got runners on the corners, no outs. And how about what do you notice about most of their hits? It's first 3 pitches they're going, right? And a lot of them have been first pitch chases.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really paying off now in that 3rd inning after the first 2 kind of hasn't gone their way with those slow grounders.
So Hovind steps in. Runners on the corners, no outs. Mutterlack at third, Schoenfeld at first. Schoenfeld, now it's popped up in the air between Vogler and Glusik. Who comes in? It'll be Glusik to call him off. Throw coming home. Nice throw. Would have got him home. So nice hold that time with a third base coach, head coach Zach Hayes. Mutterlack stays put. So 1 down as Hovind flies out to center.
That would have, if that wasn't cut off and he would have went and sent them through all the way, he would have been out easily because it was as perfect as you said. It was as perfect as it gets right there.
Yeah, exactly. Max Egan now at the plate. Runners on the corner, still 1 down here.
Man, Whitefish Bay, I mean, it's still that same approach, right? Chase, wouldn't be surprised right here if he swings, if he gets a good pitch here.
Takes his lead over there at first. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
They are really teeing off today and trying to get after that first pitch.
I think Max Egan said he's listening to Elijah Vincelata. If he tells me to swing, I'm swinging. Green light.
And that was a good pitch right there to throw right there by Johnson, kind of recognizing it right there that they're swinging at a lot of first pitches. Give him something out of the zone.
Ooh, throw back to first on time.
Got to be careful on those pickoff attempts. I mean, you don't want to accidentally throw it too hard and then that thing goes all the way flying and then the run from third gets home.
Sun Prairie East. I mean, Whitefish Bay threatening here in the bottom of the 3rd. Runners on the corners, 1 down. Mutterlack at 3rd. Schoenfeld at first. Johnson sets. Here's the pitch to Egan. Egan hit by the pitch, and now we have bases loaded. Oh, boy. Keep in mind, last time, though, Whitefish Bay had bases loaded. It was 2 outs, though. Sun Prairie East got out of it. They're still in double play formation here. So this will send up Oliver Peltz. Sorry. So now Egan, Schoenfeld, and Mutterlack crowd the bases here. 1 down. Keep in mind, Sun Prairie East, though, could still use a double play here, either going home. 3rd baseman Turk playing in here. 1st baseman UTEC as well playing in. Here's the pitch. That one in their first strike. Top of the zone. Pelt steps back in here now. Bases loaded for him. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground. Chance for 2. second, on to first, and safe. Not in time. Fielder's choice. Vogler to Kelly. UTEC just couldn't quite get it there in time. Mutterlack comes home to score. We are tied. Vogler kind of fell down on that grounder. So it'll be 2 down now. Runners will be, once again, third and first, kind of where we were before.
Now Whitefish Bay has a chance to take the lead right here.
So it'll be Bo Burnett. It pitches outside, ball 1, and Peltz takes off for second. No throw. Might as well just call that a defensive indifference. Nobody really did anything there. So runners, now 2 runners in scoring position for Whitefish Bay. Bernhardt swings and misses strike 2. Johnson sets now. Here's the pitch. That was on the ground to third. Turek on to first on the bounce. In time to get him. So Whitefish Bay brings 2 runs across and ties this game. We head to the 4th inning, 2-2 here from Whitefish Bay.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices, you got them. In-store, online, we drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline Motor Oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate.
Back here on Zaleski Sports from Whitefish Bay, Cahill Square Park, 2-2 game now. Whitefish Bay ties it up in the bottom of the 3rd. Sun Prairie's coming to bat here in the 4th inning. Nice crowd, like we talked about earlier. We're going to pan the camera around and show the grill, but you can't even see the grill from here. So
we can pan around with the crowd, though, get a couple shots.
Here's your crowd view.
The third base side.
That's all Whitefish Bay fans that are here today.
And then we'll pan it over quickly to the side of the Sun Prairie East fans. A little sparse on that side, but a good amount of family friends.
Yeah.
In attendance for the Cardinals, making the trip 60 miles away from here.
What you call on 2 now? We're set to begin the top of the 4th inning here.
They just had to take a trip down I-94.
Exactly. I wonder if they stopped at Pinecone on the way home.
They will on the way home.
Yes.
You gotta tell them if they win today. You gotta stop at Pinecone on the way back. imagine coach is like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm sure they drive. Sun Prairie East comes down here often. I'm surprised they're not here next weekend for the PBR event. I think they have a game scheduled already, though, if I recall.
One of the best teams in the Madison metro area. Arguably the best.
Sun Prairie East, actually, I think will be on the network later this year. I think they're playing either Eau Claire Memorial or going up to Stevens Point. So you'll see them again later on this network. Well, it won't be us, but it'll still be on the network.
No, it will be us. We'll make the trip.
Swinging a missed strike 1 to start off the top of the 4th.
Take a little road trip.
So Wolter up to 59 pitches here this morning. Ostranga comes in 0 for 1 today. Ostranga takes low, ball 1. Last time was a strikeout for Ostranga. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Walter delivers here now on 2-1. Here's a pitch in there, strike 2. So evens up the count now. Momentum shift a little bit towards Whitefish Bay here and so far since the last inning, but in baseball you can take momentum back anytime. Just get a couple base runners. So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ostrenga. Here's the pitch from Walter, and did he say he went? No.
Ooh.
I thought it was going to be on the call personally because it looked close, but
Tap your head.
yeah, that probably would have been tapped there. I thought it was on the corner.
I feel like in 20 to 30 years, high school is going to get ABS for some
Yeah,
reason.
probably.
I could see it coming.
3 balls, 2 strikes now. Here's the pitch, and that one's pop foul.
It looked like that could have been another one of those. That could have been a pop out if that net wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or that would have went in the outfield possibly.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Walter sets. Here's the pitch on full count. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him swinging. We'll have to do the drop third strike. Down the first in time. 1 down. So Ostrenga 2 strikeouts today.
Walter's definitely dialed in now. See if this could be the first inning. This would be the first inning if they could get it where they don't prevent a hit, right? If for Whitefish Bay.
That's for sure. Here's the pitch. And the first strike. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 down here. Jack Marchich Jr. in the box. He takes strike 2 on the outside corner. So here's the pitch now. And low and outside, ball 1. Skipped in the dirt a little bit that time.
It's kind of a waste pitch right there, right? Just try to see if he tries to make his mind out of it right there and maybe try to get him to fully chase out of the zone.
Here's the pitch to Marchich Jr. and swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Walter. And 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
And so far it's been good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good night
There
right
you
there
go.
on those counts. And Walter, that's his 7th K.
Oh, wow.
7th K thrown today. Most of them have been swinging Ks, right? They haven't had too many backwards Ks yet.
Yep, pitches outside, ball 1. Now the batter will be Casey Kelly, 0 for 1 today. It was a fielder's choice ground out earlier. So here's the pitch. Missed. Oh, nope. Strike 1.
Walter kind of dipped off the mound in like an awkward position right there.
Yeah. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down now for this Blue Dukes defense. Walter's pitch outside, ball 2.
His windup kind of reminds me a little bit of a Brandon Woodruff wind up a little bit.
Yeah.
Watching the Brewers.
Tonight's Mizorowski bobblehead.
Yeah. Might have to go.
Yeah.
$20 tickets.
That's too expensive. Outside, ball 3, just missed. Almost looked like the same spot as the strike in this count. Close to it, so now Kelly steps back in. Now 3 balls, 1 strike. Sun Prairie East has had a runner almost every inning here. Here's the pitch. That one's hit to the backstop foul to the right side, so now 3 balls, 2 strikes. So now Kelly steps back in. Here's the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and misses outside, ball 4, and Kelly walks. So the streak stays alive for Sun Prairie East, having a runner on every inning. And the pitching coach for Whitefish Bay will come out. Setting up next will be Hudson Turek. So meeting on the mound here. Look at some score updates around the state. 2-1 Menominee Falls with the lead over.
Wow.
What's up?
McWanago goes up 4-1 on New Berlin Eisenhower right now.
Wow.
Eisenhower's had a couple one loss, I guess, right, with the reigning D2 state champions.
Yeah.
Falling down to Pewaukee. Then they beat them the following day in dramatic fashion.
We had a lot. It's actually the fourth inning where McWanago's doing most of their scoring. So it was 1-1 heading the fourth inning. Now it's a 4-1 McWanago lead over there in McWanago against New Berlin Eisenhower, the defending Division II state champs. We will see both defending state champs in D1 and D2 at some point this year.
Next weekend for D1.
Muskego we will see next weekend. We will see Hudson as well twice next week. You're saying, how are you going to see Hudson twice when you do Milwaukee area games? Well, they're coming down here for 2 games, so we're going to see them both games.
Hartford, a team that's always sneaky.
Yeah, they're going to be a team to be sneaky with this Whitefish Bay squad in this conference as well. So Kelly walks.
I wonder if that was a part of the plan right there to try to get a pickoff.
Yeah. So Hudson Turek steps in now. Shows bunt, pulls it back. And no throw that time as Kelly takes second on a steal. So Turek steps back in now. 77 pitches on the day for Wolter already. Sun Prairie East has a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air to center field. McIntyre covers the ground. Caught. Long run for McIntyre. He's able to cover the ground. Sun Prairie East leads one stranded. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Still a 2-2 ball game.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, Matt Peck here, Elijah Vinksalata here from Cahill Square Park here in Whitefish Bay. 2-2 game here in the bottom of the fourth. As Whitefish Bay set to come up here. So that will set up. Jack Lodel will lead us off here on the bottom of the fourth. Pitch is in there for a strike. Lodel steps back in now. Johnson's still on the mound for Sun Prairie East. Here's the pitch. Lodel on the ground, off the pitcher's glove. Trying to recover on to first. In time, what a play. Kelly gets the ricochet to UTEC off Johnson and still gets the out at first base. So this will send up now Dylan Keene to the plate. So Dylan Keene steps up, swinging a miss, strike one. Here's the pitch outside. Ball one. Keene 0 for 1 today. So 1 ball, 1 strike coming back here, bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground to shortstop Vogler. On to first. In time, 2 down, 2 outs. So now that will send up Charlie McIntyre. Remember him from when he was a freshman on that part of that state championship Whitefish Bay squad. So McIntyre steps in now. 1 for 1 today. Here's the pitch. Takes low, ball 1. So 1-0 now on McIntyre. That one's ripped to short. Vogler on to first in time. So 3 up, 3 down for this Sun Prairie East squad. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 2-2.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Back here from Cahill Square Park here in Whitefish Bay. Top of the 5th inning here between Sun Prairie East and Whitefish Bay. Close one here between 2 top 5 teams. Excited to be here this afternoon once again. Like we showed earlier, nice crowd on hand. Selling burgers and grill food. Pulled up the Blackstone this afternoon. It's going to be Bo Bernhardt into pitch now for Whitefish Bay. So we're set to be in the top of the 5th inning. So new pitcher once again, like I mentioned, for Whitefish Bay. They will go to the relief. Bottom of the 5th inning now. Manny Abreu will lead us off. 2 for 2 today. 2 singles and 3 stolen bases. So Bray will lead us off. Bernhardt, the new pitcher. Here's the pitch. Hits the outside corner, strike one. So no balls, one strike on Abreu. Here's the pitch. Outside, strike two, hits the outside corner. So now no balls, two strikes on Abreu. Abreu, like I mentioned, 2 for 2 today. He's been good at protecting that plate. Here's the pitch from Bernhardt, outside, ball one. If you're standing on that turf, it probably feels warmer right now because turf reflects to the sun.
Is that your science tip of the day?
Yes. Matt Peck's science tip of the day presented by Lake Michigan.
All your science teachers would be proud.
Yes. Here's the pitch to Abreu. Abreu takes outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Burnett missed on the last 2 pitches. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes on Abreu. Here's the pitch. And that one's on the ground to third. Hoven makes a good range on the first. In time. Nice play over there at third base by Charlie Hoven.
Bang, bang, bang right there. Play for Hoven. Just like moving around, the mechanics going.
So 1 down for the Sun Prairie East offense.
I always feel like you think third is the hardest position to play in the infield, or?
Yeah, it's the hot corner. That's what they call it.
I feel like short and second. I mean, that's like you got to fill the gap too. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Got to be able to recognize it on the rolls, on the grounders.
So Cam Glusick will step in now 0 for 2 today. Takes outside ball 1. Cam Glusick strikeout and put out today. Glusick steps back in now. And he'll step out, call time. So here's the pitch. That one's ripped up in the air, foul. So it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike now. Like I mentioned, Glusick 0 for 2. Sun Prairie East 5 hits. Whitefish Bay 3. Sun Prairie East has been quiet. Haven't scored since the 3rd inning. Pitch just missed a little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Glusick steps back in now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air. Right field gap. That's going to get down to the wall. Glusick's going to cut to 2. Peltz cuts it off, and Glusick into second with a double.
Nice approach right there.
Cam Glusick with his first hit of the day is a double. And that's puts Sun Prairie East at 6 hits on the day, and Van Vogler coming up, who has one of the 2 RBIs for Sun Prairie East today. Here's the pitch. Vogler takes low, ball 1. Burnett just missed on that pitch, so 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air, pop foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Honestly, at this point of the game, we're just waiting to see who's going to break this one open right now. I feel like the next person who's going to not necessarily the next person who scores is going to win this game, but I still feel like more of that momentum is shifted on that side for that Whitefish Bay has right now.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Now it curves in there, strike 2, hits the outside corner. Nice curve that time for Burnett. And 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Van Vogler. Burnett steps off here. Here's the pitch. Oh, cuts back, and now he got stuck in a rundown. Here we go. Here comes the fun part. Pickle in the middle. Second back to third, and they're going to tag him out. Glusick stuck in the rundown. Burnett just happened to look at the right second. Looks back and sees him take off and steps off. Should be glad he didn't start pitching, otherwise it would have been a balk.
Do you figure sometimes, like when people are in pickles now, like after a while they just concede it?
Yes.
Because I mean they know they're gunned down.
So now it'll be 2 outs and 1 ball, 2 strikes on Vogler.
Yeah, so now strikeout gets him out of this.
So Vogler had let's say a ducky in the pond, that's what you call. No more. And Vogler on the ground to short, through base hit, just past the diving Wolter.
And that's huge now. That
That
could have possibly scored the guy on second if, but that was a slower grounder though. So
yeah, left fielder got on it fast. I think Glusick probably would have had it been in motion there.
Could say what could have been though.
Yeah.
For that scenario that some Prairie East had.
So now it'll be UTEC at the plate. Grayson UTEC 1 for 2 today. Had a single earlier in the game, in the top of the third. Back to first, not in time. Burnett sets. Here's the pitch. Pitch is outside, ball 1. So UTEC steps back in here. 2 runners on. One ball, no strikes. Outside, pitches away. Will he get him this time? Thrown on to second. In time! Lodel to Schoenfeld. Gets Vogler stealing. There's 2 caught stealings right there in this inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 2-2 game here in Whitefish Bay.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
Back here on Zaleski Sports here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sun Prairie East and Whitefish Bay knotted up at 2-2. Interesting to see what happens the rest of the way in this one. I believe there's a JV game after this game. It's a day full of baseball here at Whitefish Bay High School.
Could it be that, or is it varsity reserve?
I think I looked at Game Changer. It said JV.
JV. Sun Prairie East JV too, or?
Yep.
I think they got it in the background. They got some tennis matches going on in the background too.
Yeah.
From other WIAA events.
So Chase Wolter will lead us off here. 1 first strike in there.
It's a really nice park they got here in Whitefish Bay.
Absolutely.
Baseball field. They got really nice playground facility, tennis, pickleball.
Johnson's still a pitcher for Sun Prairie, so only at 54. That pitch is in there for a strike. So no balls, 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes on Wolter. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground to short. Vogler on to first in time. 1 down. So now Matthew Schoenfeld will be the next batter for Whitefish Bay.
It's just what we anticipated for a game like this, right? Both these teams deadlocked at 2. Not a lot of hits for Whitefish Bay, though, right?
No, only 3 on the day, 7 for Sun Prairie East.
Johnson, I mean, he's cruising at 56 pitches, so I think he could go into the 6th inning possibly if he can get through this inning pretty fast.
Schoenfeld steps in, 1 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. That one's hits the outside corner, strike 1.
Fans not a big fan of that call right there on the Whitefish Bay side.
So here's the pitch. That one misses outside, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Johnson sets. Here's a pitch to Schoenfeld and low in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That was actually our first clean inning, huh? In the 4th full inning.
Yeah. Haven't had a lot of those today. Pitches a little bit outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now on Schoenfeld.
I feel like the wind is having a factor on some of these pitches too.
Absolutely.
Like you got to kind of like throw it in some. It's kind of been off and on though, but like you kind of got to time it out, know where you want to place the ball.
So 3 balls, 1 strike now on Schoenfeld. Here's the pitch. That one's pop foul to the backstop. It'll be full count coming up.
Here we go.
So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, sorry, 1 out. Here's a pitch to Schoenfeld. That one's popped up in the air, foul. And that's definitely one of them that didn't hit the net. That probably would have stayed in and been playable. That net extends a little bit far here, but you also got to keep in mind we got houses across the street. We got cars that park on the streets because.
Let's say the ball hits that net up top and it comes down and they catch it. That's dead, right?
That's dead.
They just can't.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Schoenfeld. He takes ball 4. Just missed. So it'll be Charlie Hoban next.
Hoban 1 for 2 today.
Base
hit.
1 down for Hoban. Schoenfeld takes his lead over there at first.
See if he can get another right here to try to break something open right here for the Blue Dukes.
Strike 1 in there in the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's inside, ball 1. Almost wore that.
I think he should have.
Yeah.
Put guys on first and second.
It's funny because he didn't move a lot. That just barely missed him there. It's basically what happened. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Schoenfeld takes his lead over there at first. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air to center. Glusick underneath it makes the catch. 2 down for the Sun Prairie East defense. Schoenfeld retreats back to first. So it'll be Max Egan now at the plate. Here's the pitch. Hits the outside corner, strike one. So no balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. That one's ripped to right. And that one's going to get down. Schoenfeld rounds second on to third. And a single for Max Egan. Now Whitefish Bay has runners on the corners. 2 outs.
Now a chance to really swing the momentum back to their side and get a couple of runs on the board and retake. No, I shouldn't say retake the lead. Take their first lead of the night, right?
Yeah, Oliver Peltz now batting for Whitefish Bay. 0 for 2 today. Looking for his first hit here, which would be in a key spot. Here's the pitch. In there, strike one. Nice curveball that time. So 0-1. Here's the pitch. That was in the air, right field. Carrying in, Marchese coming in, and he misses it! It gets by, 1 run will score! Schoenfeld will come home, Egan on the third. Diving stop, just could not get there.
Wow. Do you think the wind had a factor in that? Because I swear in that play, that wind, I felt the wind blowing in there.
The wind was blowing in there, and he had to come in, and the wind just blew in too strong that time.
It's just an unlucky circumstance right there for him.
So Whitefish Bay grabs the lead here, 3-2. And it actually be ruled an error on Game Changer.
I think it should be, right?
So Marchese had a glove on it. Couldn't quite tell on here if it just went under his glove or he actually had a glove on it. So it'll go as a full-on drop throw on, fake throw on the second, I should say. Peltz will take second. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Whitefish Bay. They can get a base hit here before you know it, they could be up 3. Up 1 now, 3-2.
They for sure break the game open in the game where we haven't seen a lot of scoring, right?
Here's the pitch. Burnett takes a little bit high, ball 1.
I feel like that ball, it kind of like curved a little bit, like on its way down. I think he kind of saw it on the angle when it curved, and then he kind of misplayed it.
Here's the pitch. Pitch is outside, strike 2. It's the outside corner. So Bo Burnett down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down here. Peltz on second, Egan on third. So Bo Burnett steps back in, 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch, and outside and high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count is even. Johnson up to 73 pitches. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground, up the middle, base hit! Egan scores, here comes Peltz. Throw coming home, he is safe! Now looking to throw, go back to second, throw back to second, not in time. And 5-2 Whitefish Bay as Egan and Peltz score. Burnett comes through and gets the second on the throw.
Talk about a moment right there, just grounding it through the middle. Setting the tone.
Throw was a close one at the plate, but he might have just got his hand in there.
That's smart too right there. That's the pitcher, right? Burnett,
yep.
Burnett. In a game where we haven't seen a lot of scoring, I mean, you can definitely see.
So despite Whitefish Bay trailing in the hit column, they're up 5-2 in this game now.
Those Dukes fans are fired up.
So Lolo will step in here now 0 for 2 today. Whitefish Bay now with a 3-run lead.
Yeah, like I was saying though, I mean, now that they're up 5-2, I think that, I mean, it's gonna be harder for Sun Prairie East to come back the way this game has kind of been played so far.
Here's the pitch and their first strike.
It's definitely a different story from what we've seen yesterday from Whitefish Bay, right?
Absolutely.
Only had about 3 runs, was it last night?
Here's the pitch. That one's in the air to left field. It's going to plug the gap. Mutterlack comes home to score. Lolo trying for 2, and he will be in there. It's 6-2 Whitefish Bay. Whitefish Bay has exploded for a 4 spot so far in this 5th inning. And Sun Prairie East is sending a pitcher to the bullpen. So Whitefish Bay, when you talk about clutch hitting this inning, they've come through every time.
6-7 in the hit column for both teams.
Yeah, if the high school kids were here, that would be a big deal.
I should have screamed it.
Parents are going to be like, we have one of those guys here. So now it'll be Dylan Keene.
This is a good mound visit right here for the Cardinals.
Talk things over after a 4 spot put up by Whitefish Bay so far this inning.
Oh, wow.
We got a score update, huh?
Slinger up 5-2 on Menominee Falls in the top of the 7th.
Ooh.
So Falls, I don't think they've lost the game yet, right? Menominee Falls.
They've 2-0, I think.
It's looking very likely unless they get a late 7th inning, bottom of the 7th inning rally. It looks like Slinger's going to pull off the upset there. I mean, I think Slinger's one of those sleeper teams that's going to crack the top 25 soon.
Yeah, I think so too. We were going to see them last night. It'd been interesting to see how they would have done against Arrowhead last night, but if our schedule works out, we'll see it Saturday, May 2nd, Slinger, Arrowhead at Slinger.
And Menominee Falls, not Menominee Falls, McWanago with a 4-2 lead over Eisenhower in the middle of the 6th inning. Oh, geez, South Milwaukee up 10-2 now on Waukesha West.
Wow. That one's in there for a strike. Keene takes strike 1. 4 runs so far for Whitefish Bay here in this bottom of the 5th.
Kind of got to know what that approach was. I mean, they kind of stayed true to their approach, right? Staying aggressive in the plate like they have all night long. I think that's what's going to make this Whitefish Bay team very dangerous all season.
That one's to second. Kelly on to first in time. We head to the 6th inning, but Whitefish Bay explodes for 4 runs here in this bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with more baseball after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
All right. Back here on Zaleski Sports, top of the 6th inning here from Cahill Square Park here at Whitefish Bay. Whitefish Bay explodes for 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Give themselves a 6-2 lead. We've been 2-2 for a while. Whitefish Bay on technically a 6-0 run, if you want to call it that, because they trailed 2-0 in this game. But Sun Prairie still has 2 frames to come back.
Yeah, they were definitely sleeping in those first couple innings hitting, right? I mean, they were just kind of feeling it out. I feel like this offense is just going to be one of the most explosive all year, like we were saying if you're just joining us. I mean, this Whitefish Bay team, just from watching them, they stay very aggressive the whole game no matter what.
Absolutely.
I mean, let me check right now. Let's see. I don't think once again tonight they haven't struck out too many times either.
No.
Only twice against Waukesha West last night.
Here's the pitch. Outside ball 1. I believe Bo Burnett. Oh. Yep, he remains the pitcher for Whitefish Bay. What's up?
How about this? They've only struck out, or Whitefish Bay's only struck out once at the plate tonight.
Wow. Now they're putting the ball in play, forcing Sun Prairie East to make plays, and that one's in the air to left center. McIntyre on the run. He will not get there. It plugs the gap. UTEC in the second with a double. And exactly what Sun Prairie East needed to start off this top of the 6th.
Right on cue.
UTEC, should have mentioned he was 1 for 2 today. Had a single earlier, now a double. So now it'll be Stelzer at the plate. Brady Stelzer at the plate. You know, Sun Prairie has a runner on to lead us off the inning. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Stelzer 0 for 2 today. Burnett's pitch. Curves in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Now Stelzer down 0-2 here. Burnett looks back at the second. Here's the pitch. That was popped up foul. Yeah, that wind's been chilly. That's for sure. You know, it's this morning. I feel like it's gotten windier throughout the day because this morning when I left, it was not this windy.
No. Unless it's just like a thing by the lake, huh?
Yeah, maybe. The Sun Prairie East calls time as they bring pitcher and catcher back. So I assume number 24 will pitch for them in the bottom of the 6th as he went to warm up before. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He applies a tag, 1 down. Burnett's first strikeout of the day.
8th K of the day for Whitefish Bay on the pitching staff.
So Jacko Strenga at the plate now.
They've been pretty good. Both these teams have actually been pretty good with walks today. Combined 3 altogether through 5 in the 3rd so far.
Steps off. Burnett that time. Here's the pitch. Pitch is in there for a strike. Ostrango 0 for 2 today. UTEC takes his lead over there at second. Looks back at second now. Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground to short. Slow roll to third baseman Hoven. Hoven will go into first in time. UTEC moves over to third, now 2 down. They got me there at first. He was staying there. I thought they're going to call him safe there for a minute. So now 2 down.
Man, why does it feel like that wind is like picking up even more now, bro?
I know. So Marchese Jr. will come up now, 1 for 2 today.
It's good news down here is that we're supposed to get a heat wave coming soon. It's starting tomorrow in the Milwaukee area.
Good. Help us. Ball 1. Nice block back there by the catcher, Lodel.
Definitely got to knock on wood somewhere, but hopefully we're done with snow for until like at least October, November.
I don't think a lot of these baseball coaches would like it if we got snow.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Here's a pitch. That was line foul right at the dugout.
I hope everyone's all right in there.
Yeah.
That was a screamer off the bat. Wouldn't that be awkward, your own team hitting that in there?
Oh, I know.
Accidentally clipping somebody.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Looks like that JV team for Whitefish Bay, Whitefish Bay is kind of like warming up already. Wonder if they're gonna get going right away after this one.
Here's the pitch. Outside ball 2. And here comes the runner home. Slide in, not in time. It's 6-3 as UTEC comes home on the pass ball.
Good news for them right now. They still got 2 outs. So.
And the bases are cleared now. So Marchese Jr. steps back in, 1 for 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. Cannot quite get that one to come back, and it'll be a full count. See if Sun Prairie East has any fight. They get a run back and see how much more fight they have left in them. Still have an inning of the 3rd left on the offensive side. And that's ball 4. Marchese Jr. walks. They have another runner aboard.
I'd get a mound visit here soon if they get another guy on.
Absolutely, because
command has been a little bit off just the last few pitches.
Because now you're at Kelly. Casey Kelly. Say Casey Kelly and Turek get on, then you're at the top of the order with bases loaded if that happens. So Casey Kelly will come up 0 for 1 today. Here's a pitch. That one's lined to the back screen, foul. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Throws back to first, not in time. Tries to pick him off.
Kind of got to move around to stay warm here, man.
Yeah, I just feel like it's gotten colder since the game has been going. Tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 70s too, which is weird.
I mean, it's close to 50 right now, but
that wind ain't helping. That's going to end up being a pass ball again. Marchese Jr. moves on to 2nd. And just like that, they have a runner in scoring position. You get them home here. It's a 2-run game.
Put the hood up a little bit.
Go get him, Bo.
So Burnett sets. Here's the pitch. Low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Come on, Bo.
So 2-1, 2 outs. Looks around. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air, right field. Peltz underneath it, makes the catch. Sun Prairie East gets 1 back. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 6-3. Now 6-3 here at Cahill Square Park.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. only at Fleet Farm.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 180,000 participants here in Wisconsin who take part in high school sports.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, 6-3 game. Here in the bottom of 6th inning coming up here. Whitefish Bay leads by 3. Just say they're on a 6-1 scoring run, because basically what it is. A new pitcher in for Sun Prairie East. It'll be LJ Benedict.
And that it's official now. Slinger has pulled the upset off on Menominee Falls 5-2.
Wow.
Might have to get that game on against Whitefish Bay.
Yeah. Leaning towards more that way.
It's one of the top teams. It's like both those teams are top 3 in their conference.
Yeah.
Can make a case that Hartford could be one of the close thirds. What am I missing? What am I missing from that conference?
Well, right now, predicted, I think it's got Whitefish Bay in first, Hartford second, and then I think Slinger in third.
Those three teams are so good, man.
And Slinger and Hartford play this week, starting Wednesday, I think. So that'll determine things early in this conference.
Not a lot of conference play yet, though.
Whitefish Bay, they announced here they will play Nicolay to start the conference slate this week.
Actually, right as we're speaking, too, Arrowhead is just beginning their game against Hartford right now.
I know they moved that to Hartford because of wet field conditions at Arrowhead. So either way, yesterday we weren't playing either way. Even if they try to move it to Arrowhead, obviously their field's still too.
That was what was supposed to happen, or that's what happened when we did Pewaukee Hamilton last year. Right, they're supposed to play that at Pewaukee, and they moved it last second. We were actually gonna go to Pewaukee or like to their.
Yes.
They play at like a technical college, right?
Yes. So Charlie McIntyre will lead us off here. Benedict's first pitch, outside, ball 1.
Arrowhead was supposed to play yesterday too. Game we were supposed to do.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, after the game. Not going to call a winner yet, but Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up with manager and a player. Player of the game will have to be determined to be a game changer. Probably who has the most RBIs. Let's look for Whitefish Bay. Right now, the leading. Ooh.
It's third base.
2 RBIs, yeah. Burnett. Hope I'm saying it right. Or else I'll find out.
You might have to get a pronunciation on that after.
Strike 2. McIntyre has 2 strikes on him.
I wonder if they're going to move fast after this, too, with the JV teams having to play after.
Yeah, I wonder. Here's the pitch, outside, ball 3.
I'm sure JV, I mean, I know they're stretching and warming up outside, but they're probably still going to take grounders and stuff before everything, too.
Yeah. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, that one's ripped foul. So McIntyre stays alive. McIntyre steps back in, still full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, that one's ripped in the air, left center field, that might plug the gap, and it will. Ostrenga traces it down, McIntyre on his feet, he's going to try for third, relay coming in, throw to third is not going to be in time, a leadoff triple for Charlie McIntyre. Man, he was just flying around those bases.
Zoom in like the Flash, I guess, if you will.
So they call it the zoom trick. That's what I like to call it. So now leadoff triple for Whitefish Bay. They look to get that run back that they lost in the beginning of the inning. Now it'll be Chase Wolter, who's the starting pitcher. He's 0 for 3 today. Wolter to left field, deep, and gone! Chase Wolter, a 2-run shot, has put Whitefish Bay up 8-3.
That was a no-doubter, Matt Peck. That thing was sky high. First home run on the network for us of the year.
And now highlight house player of the game becomes questionable. It might have to be Wolter now between his pitching performance and the 2-run homer.
No, there's still time left, but that might be the dagger. Wow.
He put that one out. It didn't even look like a full swing.
I think one of the JV, you think one of those JV players caught it out there?
Yeah.
Probably had to go heads up out there because that thing was launched like the Artemis II.
That one's outside, ball 1. Still no outs in the bottom of the 6th. Whitefish Bay 8-3 now.
Get that reference there? The Artemis II.
Yeah.
Just reached back to earth yesterday.
Pitch is in there, strike 1. So now Matthew Schoenfeld in the box, 1 for 2 today. That one's ripped foul to the screen and hits a tree. And probably back on top of a car. All over the place. Schoenfeld steps back in, down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball's high and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes, high and outside. Here's the pitch. Schoenfeld in the air, popped up between short and left, and it's caught by the left fielder Ostrenga. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. So now it'll be Charlie Hoven. That one swinging a miss, strike 1. Like we mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up right after the game. Right after the postgame meeting. Well, the teams meet first, then we go.
Said that.
Here's a pitch inside. Did it end up hitting him? Did it give him a dusting? No.
You said that at a perfect time because the Nasonville Dairy icon pulled up on the,
wow.
the top right in time.
Speak from perspective. That's what you like to call it. Do know what's so funny though?
Huh.
The umpire looked back, like looked at me, like asked. I thought he was looking at me, asking if it hit him or not. So I'm like, because he was looking for the ball, but it looked like he looked back here.
Matt Peck used to be an umpire. What was that?
I have to have the mask on right behind home plate to tell you if it hit him.
I can't imagine.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air, ripped to center field. Glusick underneath it makes the catch.
And I feel like this crowd in the background pumps fakes me into thinking it's a home run every time.
Yeah.
you just hear them start cheering right away. Like Cubs fans do.
The Cubs fans cheer on every. Oh, we shouldn't.
Every pop out.
Well, Whitefish Bay has. So yeah, you're right. It's like Wrigley Field. Everybody jumps up on a pop fly. So now it'll be Max Egan. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 in the dirt.
Just thinking about tomorrow. I'm just probably gonna be wearing shorts tomorrow.
Yeah. And today we're wearing pants and freezing. That one's in the air. Left field.
Sky high.
Carrying. And caught right in front of the wall. I mean, Ostrenga hauled it down literally right in front of the wall. Egan hit that one deep. Wind carried that one. We head to the 7th, last chance for the Cardinals. More baseball after this on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
Back here on Zaleski Sports, last chance for the Sun Prairie East Cardinals, down 5. Whitefish Bay, I believe there's, no, I think they might have a new pitcher in there. We'll see. No,
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes.
Keown, or I try to pronounce it.
So, final frame here. Throws down to second. Whitefish Bay looking to close this one out and move to 2-0 on the season. They need to get 3 more outs first. The reason why I say that, Sun Prairie East, pretty good baseball team. They're capable of a lot of things. So, we don't say game over until game over here. So
remember what happened at State 2 years ago when Oak Creek played Sun Prairie?
So, Tamboli, yeah, exactly. Tamboli will lead us off for Sun Prairie East in the top of the 7th.
Does that rule technically still apply at State? The 10-run rule?
All the time.
I swear we never see that happen at State because all the teams are good there.
Yeah, we saw it a couple of years ago. This Whitefish Bay Blue Duke squad had run ruled Spash a couple of years ago. That's the year Whitefish Bay hung on to win the state championship.
If you're a Spash fan, watching, cover your ears right now.
So here's the pitch in their first strike. Circione? Well,
you might have to get, well it's
looking
like it's going to be Walter now.
Yeah, with the home run and the pitching performance today for 4 innings.
Hey, not bad. 7 Ks.
Yeah. Pitch is outside. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Looks like there was another Wolbert, or I mean, not Wolbert, pardon me, Walters before too.
Tamboli down 0-2. Down on the dirt, ball 1.
Look, they got the pitching gun on in front of us.
Yeah, it's probably prep baseball.
They should have kept it out so we could see how fast that pitch was.
Well, I'll be able to see this time if he.
I think that was 78 miles per hour I saw in that last one.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It hits him. Never got a reading, but Tamboli reaches via hit by pitch, and with the colder weather and the fast pitching, boom, oof.
Don't you say like when it's like 30 out too, and like you hit a ball, like it's actually like it hurts like in your hands, stings.
Yeah,
like you're getting a stinger.
Yeah, that's what they used to call them, stingers. Stinger always hurts in baseball, but you know what? It's part of playing in the cold. Ironwood bats, it's worse. Metal bats is bad too.
Imagine how it is with MLB players when they get a 100 miles per hour pitch.
Wait a minute. Okay, so we got a questioning probably about the pinch runner, I bet.
Brea is up too, so this is a guy who's 2 for 3 on the night. I believe he has a few RBIs on the night as well.
Yeah, he's done pretty good today, 2 for 3.
Played in a run. No RBIs, but he got one in. That was a good time for Lodel to get a little bit of chatter with Cernchioni too.
Yeah. So Abreu steps in, runner on first via hit by pitch. Here's the pitch, outside ball 1.
Yeah, me and Matt Peck were talking in the last break, saying that if you got a Gatorade bath in your interview randomly today, I know we rarely get those because the only time I mean you've never gotten one before, right?
No.
For me, it was the Oak Creek game against Franklin.
If it was warm,
a few years
I wouldn't
ago.
care, but it's off the left side foul.
That's something you don't want to mess around with, huh?
Not today.
I
Like
mean,
I said, if it was warm, I wouldn't care.
Dude, you would have to like go home right after too. And go drenched to what was the I low-key forgot the play. Sorry.
Yeah, Aliotos.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Now watch, the whole town's gonna show up there now.
Pull up.
8-3. 1 ball, 1 strike
Come
on
say hi to
Abreu.
us post game.
Ball's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
74 miles per hour on that one.
Here's the pitch. That one's on the ground. Foul. Just couldn't get that over the. If you got that over the bag, it'd been second and third, no outs.
I think we got a pinch runner in the game too, right?
We got Parker at first base. He is Jack Parker.
Or Jack Parker.
He's our pinch runner. Early season baseball, nothing. Not a shocker.
Like it.
Yeah, not a shocker. It feels like this out here. Here's the pitch outside, ball 3.
Second time he's worked the full count now, so you got to be a little careful.
And they're up 5 runs, but you don't want to let this play along too long because they get a run here and they have bases loaded. A grand slam can tie it. That one's in the air, left field, going deep, and back to the wall, and gone! Manny Abreu hits a 2-run shot, and it's 8-5.
I think that was one of those that just happened to carry out, right?
Yeah.
That would have probably been in play if that.
Makes it a 3-run game.
So
now it gets interesting.
If you put a pitcher in this game, this becomes or another pitcher in, this becomes a save situation. And now a mound visit. Two home runs on the day, and I swear both were pretty much in the same spots, right?
Yeah, left field's getting a lot of action today.
Last time we were here, it was right field that was getting all the action, so the wind is blowing more like kind of north in a way. Pushing out.
Yeah. So 8-5 game, still no outs here in the top of the 7th.
That almost looked like a pop out at first.
Yeah. Now be Cam Glusick. Prairie had one that just carried right there.
Have yourself a day of Brea, though.
Glusick on the ground to third. Hoven on to first in time. 1 down.
It's a huge out right there, right?
Yeah.
Just get yourself calibrated in the category and get a third in so far, and now he just needs 2 more. Wait, didn't he have a third base coach out, huh? The head coach. He wasn't even out there.
What happens if they had an inside the park home run situation? The kid decides he wants to go home himself? I'll go home.
No, can you imagine the Whitefish Bay coach tries to troll and then he gets out there and he rounds him home?
Yeah. Wait, that's not my coach. Van Vogler now up 2 for 3 today. 1 down here in the top of the 7th. And does he go is a question. Yes, he does. So 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air to right field. Coming in. And did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Pelts on the slide. And there's 2 down. So Sun Prairie East down to their last chance here. So now it'll be Grayson Utek at the plate. Here's a pitch. That one's lined to left. Base hit. Hart will pick it up. And Sun Prairie East wants to put together a two-out rally, it looks like here.
Now if you get one more up to the plate, the tying run comes up. So, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be so?
Yeah.
That would be a crazy.
So now it'll be Seltzer coming up.
Crazy climactic moment if they can get a guy on and then the next guy hits a home run.
So Stelzer steps in 0 for 3 today, looking for his first hit today or just get on base anyway. Outside, ball 1. Utek will move up to second. And if you could somehow get him home and have a 2-run game with 2 outs and then get another runner on.
Crossing the 2.5 hour mark of this game.
Sets. Here's the pitch. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you know, honestly though, without the home run, this would be a 6-5 game if Whitefish Bay didn't hit the home run last inning. So we'd really be looking at an interesting situation here. That one's on the ground to second. Could this do it? Schoenfeld on the first in time. And the Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes move to 2-0 on the season with an 8-5 win over the Sun Prairie East Cardinals. We'll be back in a little bit for the Nasonville Dairy post-game show.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's cheese, peach cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freire, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Coach, back here on the Nasonville Dairy Postgame Show. Coach, big win today against a good Sun Prairie squad. Just tell me about how you guys got it done.
We made great adjustments at the plate. That starting pitcher for Sun Prairie Johnson was outstanding with a fastball change mix first time through. A little out in front. Second time, third time, we used the middle of the field. That was a huge adjustment at the plate throughout our lineup 1 through 9. We think we're pretty deep hitting-wise this year, and that was the key, using all fields.
Coach, your assistant coach was talking about, I could hear you guys in your postgame, just about, keeping your foot on the gas because, there's a couple moments here. If you wouldn't have done that, you probably would have lost the game. A couple of those innings where you got some key hits, like Chase's home run in the 6th inning. So just tell me about, keeping your foot on the gas throughout this entire game.
Yeah, we have a ton of respect for Sun Prairie East. Great program, great coach, and you can never have enough runs against them and against any quality opponent that we're going to see this year. And so it's about not settling. It's about putting up a crooked number and limiting other teams' crooked numbers. And we were able to do that in that 4th inning, broke the game away. But putting your foot on the gas against opponents like Sun Prairie, it's a must because they're going to counterpunch every time. They're tough-minded, they're talented, and we knew we had to put up more runs than just a handful today to hold them off.
Okay, absolutely. Now you can go warm up. All right, now here are the highlights player of the game, Chase Walter. So just tell me, so you've pitched pretty good today, and now you got that big 2-run homer that just, gave you guys those insurance runs that you needed. So just tell me about how you guys played today.
Yeah, we had a great approach. We trust our defense. We trust all the pitchers. So when we got down 2-0, we knew that our bats were able to come back, and obviously that happened. So when we got down in the 6th inning, we had more insurance that we had to get, and me and Charlie knew we had to start it off there. So the home run was awesome, and it was great to do that.
So you start North Shore Conference play this week, and you're ranked top number 5 in the state right now. What's it going to take to stay like that? You guys got to play every game from its completion. Just how are you going to stay like that throughout the season and play together?
Yeah, we just got to keep a level mind. We got to come into every game like we're going to be great. We think that we're the best team in the conference, so we got to keep that confidence. Obviously, not be cocky about it, but keep the level mind about it that we're going to come in anywhere, play at Cahill, and be the best that we can be, and beat every team. So that's the goal.
So I'm going to give you the mic.
All right.
You're going to look right here at this camera, and you're going to say your first and last name. All right.
Chase Walter, I'm in the house.
Great game today.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So sign off here. Whitefish Bay gets the win this afternoon. We'll be back with more baseball this week on Tuesday if it doesn't rain, or else next Friday and Saturday. Matt Peck, Elijah, thanks a lot. Have a good day.